Welcome to Family Movie Night. I'm Shan,
And I'm Kelly.
and it was Kelly's pick, and she went with Hackers from 1995, starring Johnny Lee Miller, Angelina Jolie, Matthew Lillard, Jesse Bradford. I don't know those other two hacker guys. Lawrence Mason and Renoli Santiago, and Fisher Stevens, and Lorraine Bracco. So basically, it's about some high school hackers, and they stumble across this worm file that this Fisher Stevens, he's supposed to be like the cybersecurity expert at this company, but he's actually created this worm file to skim money from the company, and they stumble across it, and it turns into a whole big thing. Kelly, what did you think of this movie?
This is one of my all-time favorite movies. This is like a go-to movie. If you're bored, I start watching it. I'm not bored no more. I love this movie. I mean, it's the tech and stuff is not like hacking and stuff is probably not really how it's done or real or anything like that. 'Cause none of that stuff never is. But it's kind of interesting and fun. This is where I fell in love with Johnny Lee Miller. Is that his name? I fell in love with this dude. Yes, I love him. It was probably the first thing I've seen him in at that point. Angelina Jolie, she is fabulous. She looks hot. Yeah, I like her. I just love the cast. It's a great cast. I really, really love the cast. I don't know. I like the story. The plot is kind of fun, and it's just a really, really fun movie. And it's 90s cheesiness, rollerblading, just fun stuff.
I enjoyed this movie. I probably haven't seen it since it came out. I mean, I've maybe seen it once or twice. I didn't really get bored at any point. It was fun. It looks cool. Like the hacking scenes where it had like the 3D graphics.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I don't think that was realistic for the time period.
No.
But it was cool. I liked the music.
Big electronic soundtrack.
I liked the part where they were taking over the TV station and like fighting over.
That was
like,
a
which
fun
tape.
scene. Yeah.
Is that how like TV stations actually work?
I don't
Do they
know.
actually have like robot things putting the tapes in?
It seems like that could be true for like back in the day, maybe. But I mean, I don't know. It seemed like I've seen that on something else, but maybe that's just in my mind. Maybe that's how I imagine it goes.
I don't really have anything to say because I don't remember it. We watched this, last week?
The characters are kind of weird and unusual, and
Yeah, I think my favorite character was Freak.
a young Jesse Bradford. I don't know that I realized that he was in that movie, because I don't know if I seen it when it, like when it first came out. I can't remember, and I don't know when Clock Stoppers came out. That was much later on. He's so young. He's a baby.
Like, I think some of the things were based on, like, I don't know how realistic they were, but they were based on real things. Like, for example, Matthew Lillard's character was called Serial Killer, and I think I read there was a hacker called Captain Crunch or something, so that's kind of maybe where the name Serial Killer came from.
That's interesting. That's pretty
Stuff
cool.
like that, where they took kernels of real things and then
Made a story with it.
Yeah.
And blew it up and exaggerated and
yeah.
made it into a movie with... Look, I know what I'm trying to say, but it's not coming out.
Yeah, Lorraine Bracco, I didn't recognize her at first. I kept trying to figure out, like, where do I know her from? Because, of course, we know her from Rizzoli and Isle. She plays Rizzoli's mother.
And had you not said that, I probably never would have realized that. I mean, because she was so young there, and I don't know, I did not recognize her. And I knew the voice sounded familiar, and I mean, she did look kind of familiar, but I never would have went there. I never would have put that together.
And Fisher Stevens, I mostly know him from, what was that show? Early
Edition.
So it's kind of hard to take him seriously as the villain.
No.
So yeah, I like the movie. I mean, it held my interest all the way through. I don't really know that much about computers. I know you know next to nothing.
No, I always go to
mean,
you for help.
I've at least, made websites and stuff with like HTML and CSS. Is that what that's called? CSS? But I've always had to like look up a tutorial first. I don't like know stuff.
Right. And I know absolutely nothing. Nada. So that makes this that much more fun because I have no clue. So I'm like, is this part real? Is this part real? I have no idea. And I thought the story, I liked the story of it all. And then with the worm, stealing the money, but at the same time it's a virus that is causing these tanker ships to like.
I like the hacker skater club thing, whatever that was. That was cool.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think about them two weird guys that had their own hacking show? They were unusual. They were kind of unusual. I just know that this is one movie I will never get bored with. I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I just watch it every now and then. It's just one of my favorites, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just because it's such a great cast, and I just love all these people, and I love the story and the fun of it all, or what, but I don't get tired of it.
Like there was that part where they were using the payphones, and I thought, well, you couldn't do that, could you? But apparently that it really was a thing. Or
wow.
If the information I read was to be believed. I think it was on the Wikipedia page, I'm not sure.
Well, that's interesting. Huh.
So, Kelly, what are you going to rate Hackers out of 5?
Hackers out of 5. I'm going to give it a 4.7 because this is one of my go-to movies. I love, love, love.
And I'm going to give it 3.5 garbage files out of 5. It was fun. I liked it. So that's it for this one. Until next time, thanks for watching, and
bye-bye.
I don't know. That sounds good to me.